In our lesson for September the 7th, we're going to begin a series of lessons on the book of Hebrews, which will take us all the way through the quarter. So if you'll just open your Bible to Hebrews and keep it marked there, you'll be ready week by week as we go through these lessons. The first lesson has as its text Hebrews chapter 1, verses 1 through 4. You'll notice that the writer of Hebrews begins with the affirmation that God has been making himself known to the people of Israel for many years. He has been revealing himself through many different ways to the people of Israel. He is, in other words, a God who makes himself known. But the focus of the book of Hebrews is not on God, it's on Jesus. God is kind of in the background. Jesus is on center stage. And in this first lesson, we will see how the writer of Hebrews focuses our attention on Jesus as the source of a new revelation from God. And he begins the book by comparing the old revelation through the Old Covenant with the new revelation through the New Covenant and through Jesus. Roman numeral 1, Hebrews chapter 1, verses 1 through 3. The idea now that God revealed himself is not new, that was already there. But God has revealed himself in a new way, the writer of Hebrews says, through Jesus. And notice the points of contrast. I have them spelled out on your outline. Let's look first of all at his old revelation in the Old Covenant. So what was the source of this old revelation? Well, the source of the old revelation is the same as the source of the new revelation. The revelation in the Old Covenant came through the prophets, and in the new revelation through Jesus, but the source of the revelation was the same. So the old revelation, the new revelation, they are connected in that they come from the same source. In the old revelation, the agents were the prophets who spoke out the counsel of God with clarity and with energy and with authority to the people of their day. You might look at Amos 3:7. Which indicates that the prophets were allowed to see the secret counsels of God. And as they understood this revelation from God, they then became the agents of this old revelation. When the writer says in our text that God revealed himself at many times in the Old Covenant, he was talking about the character of this old revelation. I think it's better translated in many fragments. He revealed himself in many fragments. And the picture is of each of the different prophets of the Old Testament seizing a little bit of the understanding of God, grasping a little bit of the picture of God. And so the revelation through the Old Testament, we might say, was fragmentary in its character. What about the method of God's revelation in the Old Covenant? Well, the writer of Hebrews says that he made himself known in various ways. God revealed himself in various ways in the Old Covenant. Sometimes God spoke through theophanies, as he did to Jacob at Bethel, Genesis 28. Sometimes God spoke through voices, like to Samuel in the night, 2 Samuel 3. Sometimes God spoke through visions like he did to Isaiah in the temple in Isaiah 6. Sometimes God spoke through a still small voice like he did to Elijah in the cave, 1 Kings chapter 19. Sometimes God spoke through nature like he did to Moses through the burning bush, Exodus 3. And sometimes God spoke through the prophets. So this revelation through the Old Covenant was a revelation that he made in various ways, in many different methods. Finally, the writer of Hebrews talks about the time of this Old Covenant. And notice what he says. In the past, God spoke in this way that we've been talking about. Some translations say, as of old, he spoke in this way. Now, the Greek word there that's translated old is one of two Greek words that can be translated old. One of them is the word archaeos. We get our word archaic from that. It means simply something that's old in terms of time. The other Greek word is the word palaios, And it means old in terms of use, ready to be replaced. We might look at an antique piece of furniture and we say that's old. That is, it's old in years. We might look at a used up battery that's not good anymore and we say it's an old battery. It has to be replaced. Well, it's the second word that is used here, and the writer of Hebrews implies by using that word that the revelation in the Old Covenant, it's not only old in terms of time, but it is old in terms of its nature, and it is ready to be replaced. So, to begin with, the writer of Hebrews describes the revelation of God through the Old Covenant. The source, God. The agents, the prophets. The character, it is fragmentary. The method, through many ways, including the prophets. And the time, old and needing to be replaced. Now, the writer of Hebrews